Hello and welcome. My name is Gail Moffat, and so I want to tell you about the 3 days that I'm doing on YouTube. Tuesday, which is today, is going to be all about it's Saint Sebastian. It's Saint Sebastian's little sort of corner, and he comes through because he's such a wise person on health and sort of anything to do with medicine or herbs or nutrition, and he likes to share his knowledge. And so I'm really excited to be working with him because I've learnt over my time with him just exactly how knowledgeable he is. So it's always exciting to work with him. And so that's Tuesday, that's today. And so don't forget, on Thursday, because Jesus always does a sermon on Sunday, and so what I do is I post that on YouTube, and that comes out on Thursday. And so his sermon will always be on Thursday. There has been an occasion when God has spoken on Thursday, or it's been Jesus or other parts, but it's the sermon that is ostensibly going to be on Thursday, and so that is more of a religious talk, but then on Sunday it's always exciting to have God, and he comes forward and gives us his words, and his words is seems to be more of an educational sort of basis, and talking about what he can do for us or how things work, and so it's very enlightening, and he certainly is revealing things that perhaps we just don't know about. But anyway, if you're interested in all of these videos, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get straight to Saint Sebastian. Saint Sebastian is saying, he is very, very enthusiastic to come forward each time and share his words. And he says that he really enjoys this, and in fact, he's saying this is the highlight of his week, to be able to share his words with Gail and to be able to express aspects of health that perhaps people haven't considered, or perhaps people need to be educated on, and so this is an area that he really enjoys. Today, he says that he has been pondering over today's videos and would like to talk about an aspect of health that for sometimes people don't really attend to. He says that he has observed people following a protocol but forgetting to include this vital medicine, this vital substance that can improve health in numerous ways. He says, as you know, one of the greatest inventions of last century was antibiotics, and people were given antibiotics in numerous ways. And he says that he feels that if we hadn't have had antibiotics, many of the infectious diseases would have taken many people and they would have passed, and it's saved many lives. And he says, however, he feels that antibiotics do have a hazard warning, and there's 2 warnings that he wishes to discuss with regards to antibiotics. First, he says, is that when you take antibiotics, he feels that it's always important that you finish the course. Many people who haven't finished the course have allowed the bacteria to come back and grow back and mutate. And this is where the problem arises, because when it will mutate, then what will happen is that it perhaps will become resistant to antibiotics. And he is aware that many people that are in this world who consume antibiotics for one reason or another will actually complete the course and follow it to all the instructions, and of course get well as a result. But there are increasingly people who perhaps still do that but don't get well because of the antibiotic becoming resistant to infectious diseases. And this has been a struggle for many doctors over and over again as to how to deal with the antibiotics and the resistance of the antibiotics. Once you have taken a course of antibiotics, it must be made clear that the antibiotics will strip the body of all that bacteria that is perhaps causing the disease. And he says that if you are consuming, particularly when it's high strength antibiotics, you will be stripping the body of all the good flora as well. And what he's saying is that he would prefer it if actually traditional doctors and hospitals would also prescribe probiotics as well. However, they don't. And he finds that quite sad that they don't, because he has observed in many cases where people continue on to get ill as a result of the lack of good flora. Because the lack of the flora in your body is the defense. It causes you to be protected from outside bacteria, and it destroys any bacteria that is coming in. And so if that defense is weakened, you are prone to more bacterial infections. And this is why a probiotic is essential to replace and repopulate all the flora and bacteria that needs to be placed in your gut. I would recommend, after a course of antibiotics, taking no less than 50 billion viable cells, up to about 100 billion viable cells each day in order to repopulate your flora. And I would consume this for a minimum of 3 months after you have taken an antibiotic. Once that 3 months has passed, I feel that you will be in a good place to fight infection and for the body to be complete in its good flora that it needs, not only in fighting bacteria, but the flora has so many other roles in the body that are numerous, and of course so therefore is required. I want to thank you for watching this, and of course as always I say to you, good health, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.